Well, I think I've got the best seat in the house. A perfect view of the sun and the western skyline here at Ekring. And I'll be exchanging these glasses for something much more fetching. It's the most beautiful evening. It's a shame that there is a breeze, as you can probably hear, blowing over the microphone on the camera, but when you're sat here, that breeze is very welcome because we have a temperature of about 33 degrees centigrade at the moment. We have the most fantastic blue sky, something which is rare and even rarer on the day or night of an astronomical event. In fact, there's two astronomical events on this evening and tonight. One is a eclipse of the sun as a painted lady butterfly zooms southwest low, and the other event later on is the Perseid meteor shower. Now, in the next couple of hours, I'm hoping to get some footage and pictures of this eclipse of the sun. It's a rather special one because it's about 94% covering the sun, so it's spectacular. There will only be a crescent of the sun later on. We're still well over an hour or so away, yet I've arrived in plenty of time because I wanted to beat the crowds, which I've done. And that is my view of the western horizon here, just outside the village of Ekring. That's actually looking towards home, just over the distant horizon there. But it's a fabulous spot. It's the perfect spot and the perfect evening for this too. Clear blue skies, nice and warm. And I am early, and I just wanted to get here in readiness, get things set up, what basic things I've got. I'll be using the Seastar smart telescope and hopefully be able to insert some footage and some slides into the rest of this video. The eclipse will see the moon cover at over 90% of the sun. The sun will become a thin crescent as it's getting lower in the western sky. It's going to look some sight, and the light will also probably look quite eerie. So we await first contact, as they all call it. Well, we're underway. First contact was just after 6:15, and I'm taking photos probably every couple of minutes while that's taking the photos. And of course, the beauty of these devices is that what that sees and photographs goes straight to your phone. And if you're doing long exposures or several exposures over a long period of time, it stacks them for you. These are absolutely brilliant. They're a game changer, and they bring top quality astronomical photos to your backyard, to your fingertips. I wish I'd had one of these 40-50 years ago. Well, I'm having to overlay the sound to this because things didn't go according to plan, and people did start turning up. I never dreamt that they would, but there was a couple of family parties and they'd got children, and so I couldn't do any sort of footage showing the hillside. I did manage to get a couple of still photos showing the event, but as you can see, the moon has made great strides across the disk of the sun. We're at about 50% eclipse here, but what a fabulous sight it makes. And the eclipse glasses were absolutely brilliant, and I ended up giving all 4 pairs that I had away so that others could watch the eclipse safely. And this series of 20-second videos shows the moon transiting across the face of the sun. We're just at the point where the moon goes over that small group of sunspots. There was another area of sunspot towards the limb of the sun, but it was great to watch the progress. You could actually see it visibly. And then we get to the point nearing the maximum of the solar eclipse. You can see that of the sunspot group. The colour of the sun will change, and that's just through the exposure from the sea star. But I love this image. I think this image is wonderful. Even more of the sun is gradually disappearing now, and the limb of the moon is getting ever closer to that sunspot near the sun's limb there. And we're not far off the maximum, but a fabulous crescent moon. There we go with we've lost that orange colour of the sun, unfortunately, as we get nearer still to the maximum of the eclipse. And there's certainly over 90%, I think from Nottinghamshire it was about 92-93% of the sun's disk was covered by the moon. And there we go, that's the maximum of this eclipse. And it looked wonderful through eclipse glasses. It really did. I've never seen an eclipse like this, or to this nature of so much of the sun being covered by the moon before. And here we go with the moon continuing to drift past the sun now. This is obviously a reverse series of videos to what we've just seen. And gradually the moon started to move away from the sun, and now broader crescent. All the time it looked spectacular, and even during the maximum of the eclipse there was very little change that you could notice visually in the light. There was a bit, but gradually now you can see the sun returning back to that golden yellow, and it will go orange. They're amazing things to see, and I know some people just don't have any interest in them at all, but I think it's a sad state of affairs if you don't have any interest in a marvellous, free, natural phenomena. You can't get anything better than natural phenomena, and eclipses are wonderful. This is the only place in the solar system that you can see an eclipse of the sun. Everything is mathematically perfect to create the total eclipse that we just missed out on. And over the next hour, gradually more of the sun became visible again as the moon retreated, and the eclipse ended.